Hello, everybody. So today's case is one that I have very little information over. So this is going to be a very short video, but it is an unsolved homicide, and for that reason, I really wanted to talk about it. The person we're going to be talking about today is Jamie Toliver. This case takes place within the last few years, and her remains were actually found just last year. So it is a kind of recent case. So for that reason, I also want to spotlight it. So like I said, we're talking about Jamie Toliver. So let's go ahead and get into this. All the links I use for research will be down below, like always. And there will also be a link to a case suggestions form. If there's any case that you want me to talk about, just go there. There's a few questions for you to fill out. But other than that, let's jump into this. So Jamie Lanice Toliver was born November 20th, 1987 in Kansas City, Missouri, to Dennis McDaniel and Doris Toliver. She graduated from the Kansas City, Missouri School District in 2006 and attended Avila University in 2007. She also attended Alvin Ailey's dance school. Jamie is described as being full of life and very family-oriented. I actually forgot to mention at the beginning, I also could find very few photos of Jamie, so there will be a few that's like on repeat that you'll see a few times throughout the video, and they're not the best quality, so I apologize for that, but I just want to let you know that there's not very many and they're not the best, but I do have some photos of her, and just by looking at her, you could tell like she looked like a happy woman, and she just seems like someone that you would love. She loved having big barbecues, and her favorite holiday was the 4th of July, which I honestly have never heard anybody say, so I found that to be interesting. She would go all out with no limit. She loved the artistry of dance, she loved her woofie, which is the nickname she gave her mom, and most of all, she loved spending time with her Minky, which is the nickname she gave her daughter. Her brother, Marlon, he remembers all their times together as kids and how she always cracked jokes and she just livened up family dinners. He called her an uplifter, and I think we all need that kind of person in our life. The family also says that she was just generous with her time, and she would often lend her ear to support family and friends in need. At 8 years old, she began to model for a small clothing brand, and then she started to take her own photos, and this was kind of her way of hoping to spark a career out of modeling. She also loved working with cars and traveling, and before she disappeared, she and a friend were attempting to create a joint business, either selling cars or a boutique. So quite a jump from cars to a boutique, but hey, she has skills with both, I guess. At the time she disappeared, she was 29 years old, and she was 3 to 4 months pregnant. Jamie was last seen by her mom on April 14th, 2017, and she was leaving with her residence with a friend. The friend said he dropped her off in the area of 39th Terrace and Oakley. I couldn't really find anything regarding when she was reported missing or the actual investigation itself, which really sucks because we're basically on like the last legs of information I have for you. But she had been missing for almost 6 years when her remains would be found in 2023. So in February of 2023, and it's actually coming on a year now that they've been found, Kansas City Police Department confirmed that human remains were discovered in the vicinity of Gladstone Boulevard and North Belmont Boulevard, and they confirmed that they were Jamie Toliver's. And despite finding the remains, the police were treating the case as a death investigation and not a homicide. Cause of death is not yet determined, and it still remains unknown. So, I find it really weird that they find this person's remains in this little area, and instead of treating it like a homicide, they're just treating it as like a death investigation, which is not as like serious compared to a homicide, obviously. And I find that weird because people don't just end up dead outside, um, especially when they were 3 to 4 months pregnant. They've been missing for 6 years. So I kind of feel like already the Kansas City Police Department dropped the ball with that one. And because I don't know what they've done in terms of like investigating or anything like that. I can't speak on how I feel like they've handled police work. I can't find anything about what the family says they've done. Like oftentimes when I do cases, family will say like they, they don't feel like the police have done enough, um, or the police have, or yada yada yada. I could not find that in this case. It's like nobody's talking about the investigation. Now it could just be that they're holding information to preserve the integrity of the case, but it's been 6 years. You would think that they would release something or at least update the public with what they've been doing. But I cannot speak on what they've done because I don't know. None of us do. But yeah, so almost a year later, we still don't know the cause of death because it has not been determined, at least when I am filming this. I don't know how long that takes. I think it's kind of weird that it hasn't been determined. I don't know if maybe her remains have just been out there so long that it's just harder for them to get information. But it is disappointing that they have like no information as of right now for us. If you have any information on Jamie Toliver, the day she went missing, if you know anything of like her last whereabouts, or anything that could be useful in this case, you are urged to contact the Kansas City Police Department at 816-234-5136. Again, the phone number for the police department is 816-234-5136. And that is the case of Jamie Toliver. I hate doing these kind of videos, but I also like doing them. I hate doing them because I hate bringing a case to you that is unsolved. It's a homicide. This person, seems to be so loved. And then I can't give you, like, information. I can tell you about the person if I'm lucky. There's a phone number if I'm lucky. I hate not being able to bring you cases where, like, we know stuff. But I also like doing these cases because it's putting their name out there, and when it feels like nothing is being done, maybe exposure helps. But let me know your thoughts down below. If you are from this area, if you know anything, please let me know down below. Let me know your thoughts. With that being said, thank you so much for listening to Jamie's story. If there's any updates soon about her remains or anything like that, obviously I will bring that to you guys in an updates video. But for now, that's all I have. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.